with limited ceiling. I've always talked about this. Should have kept Trey Lance. Now you have, if Brock Purdy goes down, the season is completely over. It's not even, there's nothing else they can do. They could have had a backup quarterback because Shanahan was afraid and his ego got in the way got in the way of everything, and he didn't want to hear some of the Trey Lance fans, say, "Oh, Trey Lance, start Trey, start Trey." Because you know what would happen right now? They last game, yes, they would have said it too, but this year they would be screaming it. They'd be screaming, "Start Trey Lance." They would be screaming it from the rooftops, "Start Trey Lance." And they didn't want to hear that because, now they got a terrible backup quarterback. And so they don't have to worry about the fans saying, "Hey, put Allen in there." You know what I mean? They're not going to say that. I guarantee you, if Trey Lance was on their bench right now, and they would say, so this was politics why they got rid of him. They were playing politics. They didn't want to. He could have easily been the backup quarterback. They didn't want to do that. Where everybody knows he beat out, um, you know, um, turnover machine, who's actually playing pretty decent in Minnesota, Sam Donald. But the top player receiving, George Kittle, 6 receptions, 92 yards. Right? Brandon Ayuk. Well, more on him in a second. Leonard Floyd actually played okay, but he's an average player. Um, Nick Bosa still played good. He was able to get some QB pressures. I think he got 3 QB pressures. Even though he got a half a sack, but he was able to do something. Um, this is a wake-up call for 49ers. Another interesting fact that happened was this. On the play where two of the interceptions that Brock Purdy threw, they were two rookie Chiefs corners that were thrown into the game that had less than 15 snaps. I'm gonna repeat that again. The two of Brock Purdy's interceptions were against two rookie corners that were not even starters, that were put into the game that had less than 15 snaps of experience in the NFL, and they each got an interception. So that pretty much tells me what I need to say. I knew all along. I've been knowing for the last 2 years. As I'm sitting back and watching, I said this is going to explode. I can see the egos with the buddy buddy. They always say sometimes it's not good to you gotta learn how to mix business with pleasure. And Shanahan likes to be the friends with his players. That led to Brandon Ayuk being out of the doghouse because he didn't really hang with them and wasn't that type of player. And they still really don't get along to this day. And that's why I really think there was something behind when they were in practice that one time behind something simple. Shanahan, that was, hey, it could have been easy. Hey man, go change your shorts. You're not supposed to have them be out here. Opposed to, hey, change your damn shorts. Blah blah blah. Da, 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 da. There's a difference in how you talk to somebody. So I really feel that way. Let's go into a better publication. Better stat line. Let's go to CBS Sports. Let's see here. All right. Brock Purdy went 17 for 31 for 212 yards. He had 2 TD runs because he's trying to get the $60 million contract, and he's really not worth $60 million, maybe 15. 15 to 20. Um, maybe. I wouldn't pay him at all. Um, I wouldn't pay him at all. I wouldn't. I would. I'd rather draft a quarterback, a rookie quarterback with elite talent, and then go a year or two and have a franchise quarterback. But they're gonna pay him because 49ers are stupid. So they're gonna pay him like a franchise quarterback, and then you're gonna see that explode again, just like what they did with Jimmy Garoppolo. Probably still paying Jimmy Garoppolo to this day, more than likely. They like to pay their players who's not on the team anymore. Highly disappointed. Not shocked. Um, Ricky Purcell, who they should have drafted in third round, like he was projected. And I actually made a post. Go check out my NFL uh, VOD. Everything I've said, everything has happened, has literally been on my VOD. That's the funny thing. While you watch these other 49er creators who talk about X and and try to sound extra intelligent, I don't do that. I just make everything in layman's term and break it down to you. If you go to my VOD, I've been saying stuff about Brock Purdy. I've been saying the same thing. While they were still winning, I was still saying it. If you go to my thing, I was telling about Brandon Ayuk. I was telling about thing about how they should probably trade Debo and get some players for him. Because where was he today? Where was he, right? You paying him all that money, right? Everybody's so fixated on Brandon Ayuk. But where was he? I seen Trent Williams get thrown on his butt multiple times on this game. I'm seeing it. I seen it. You know, and then the team is exploding. I'm telling you, like literally. And then Williams, one thing I've never seen him do. I've seen some stuff after the game, but one thing I've never seen him throw punches at a helmet. I don't care who started it. It doesn't matter. You know not to do that. And then now your team is trying to get back into it. You know you're playing the Super Bowl champs, and what do? They literally he goes in there and goes in for himself. It's the type of egos on his team. Not to mention he was holding out a training camp. Why is everybody not mentioning that he was holding out? He did the same thing Ayuk did, and you guys gave him a hard time when he did that the same thing with Ayuk. Um, so but now everything is different because Trent Williams. Uh, you gotta understand, Trent Williams is 30 something years old. There comes times where linemen have an expiration date. You know, um, I really think what he got 1 2 years left, maybe. Being at elite level, if he still is at that level, because he keeps getting hurt a lot, and he was definitely not a factor in this game. 49ers running game didn't look that great at all. That was their identity, was a run first team with the play action to open up the offense. They got away from that, their identity. Uh, they went and went. They never. One thing I always said, and I've been saying this, is that they need to take care of their line in the trenches, D line, O line. You know, I was gonna say that maybe Robert Saleh coming back could help. I don't even think that could help. They're so limited with talent wise. They got well, they didn't get rid of them, but their best asset was um, the Adam Peters, and who went to Washington, and I think Wishing went to Washington with them too. What is his name? I can't think of his name, but he was in the front office too. But Adam Peters was their best asset in the front office. He was really good at building talent, and whenever he went, he did a very good job of finding players and drafting players and what have you. You don't have that. So now you have a year without Adam Peters, and you're kind of seeing the results talent-wise on building the team. They're trying to re-sign every player that's a star, and Brandon Ayuk should have been the player they should have signed. They shouldn't have signed Trent Williams. I would not sign him for all that money. They're paying him like he's 26 years old. Ricky Porcel looked like a mediocre wide receiver, though he's working things back. So I'm not going to go too hard on him because the man was shot. So I can't really, I'll get a couple games go by, maybe 2 more weeks, give him 2 more weeks. If he looks the same, then he may not be the same again. So the 49ers may need to start thinking about bringing in another receiver. Devontae Adams was actually a really good choice to do that. And they actually could have pulled that player card, but they didn't do that. They could have swapped Debo out for Devontae Adams. I would exactly would have did that. I would have kept Ayuk. I would have swapped him out. Now they're in a dilemma. What are they going to do next year? Are they going to give the world to a mediocre quarterback and pay him $60 million? Or are they going to say, you know what? Who's a free agent out there? Who is a free agent out there? Let's look at QBs that are free agents next year. Could they right their own wrong? Could they right their own wrong? Could Shanahan right their own wrongs? So there is a good quarterback out there. This guy right here. Ryan Tannehill is actually a free agent right now. Believe it or not. So as far as linemen, David Bakari, I know he's having problems with his agent, but maybe think about bringing some of these guys in. Dwayne Brown, some good linemen here. Some decent guards here. I'm just saying, they don't have a ton of money, but still, these guys are probably you're 8 games in the season now, so they're probably not going to be as issue of it. D linemen, tackles, right end, edge rushers, maybe a Randy Gregory or a Takimo Ture might be a good option. Maybe Hassan Ridgeway would be a good option. Heck, there's even Mike Purcell right there. Devin White, linebacker. Corners. Oh my gosh. You got Xavier Howard, Patrick Peterson. You got some really good. Hold on, let's go into 2025. 2025 NFL free agents 2025. Quarterback. Hey, there you go, Sam Donald. No, just playing. Do not get him. This good right now. It's not gonna last. Zach Wilson. Well, this guy is going to be a free agent. Trey Lance is going to be a free agent next year. Here's a guy that you gave up on, right? He's going to be very cheap, right? That's why the 49ers didn't want to keep him, right? He's too expensive, right? Now he's making $1 million a game base salary. Yes, he got his little bonus, but he's not going to make that next year. So Trey Lance is available. It's a guy that knows the offense, right? Maybe he didn't get a good. He got a bad rap, right? He got a bad rap, and he didn't get a chance to really prove to you guys because you guys are so dead set on win, 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 which is cool. I get it. You were caught up in the tailwind of trying to get to a Super Bowl, but the whole time I kept seeing it say, no, you need a elite quarterback. Very rarely in today's NFL, you need an elite quarterback. Most likely a dual threat quarterback. Yes, Patrick Mahomes is a dual threat quarterback. Did you just see what he did today? Did you see what he done? He's averaging 50 yards a game rushing. Yes, he is a dual threat quarterback. He may not design plays for him, but he still is a dual threat quarterback. Don't let because he's so great with his other attributes, he's not a dual threat quarterback. You're out of your mind if you think he isn't. Uh, Trey Lance is available, and he would be very cheap. He would be very cheap. Just saying. Just saying. Pay him a million to $3 million a year, right? He knows the offense. I always like the option of Marcus Mariota. I know he's 30, but if you're gonna, I just think if you're gonna get a quarterback, you can. I know he's with Washington right now, but you can get some value out of him. Kind of like a bridge quarterback, if you want to go that way. Um, but the best quarterback out of all these guys here with the most upside, what do you know? It's this guy. Trey Lance is your most upside quarter out of all these quarterbacks, has the most upside out of everybody. It's Trey Lance. He's yet to be proven. He didn't get a fair shake. He got hurt in his third game, regardless of how you like him played in the third game or not. It doesn't matter. Most quarterbacks, they're starting rookie, at least get two years or almost a whole season of games to evaluate to figure out who they are. And a lot of times they could be like Justin Fields, who are just on a shitty team, you know. So that's what I would do. Free agents, NFL. I don't want to go Cowboys. Let's go. Do you know the 49ers need to start doing exactly what I'm doing right now? And now I'm making an example. They need to start looking for the future. This is what the 49ers had an issue under Harbaugh. Uh, uh, they didn't look to the future. They were so into winning and not thinking about the future. Oh, we're good. We have all this talent on our team. And it exploded, because Harbaugh was that good of a coach. And he knew how to get the best out of those players. And he knew how to fit them in the right scheme. We all know Shanahan has struggled in the red zone offense as well. But these are certain things that 49ers will not make the playoffs this year. I'm saying it. They will not make the playoffs. So right now they should be thinking about what can we do for next year. I know you don't do that over, but you start coming up with a plan B and a plan C. Okay, who do we need to get next year? If it gets worse, the 49ers end up in the top 5, they should trade up and get the Sanders boy as their quarterback. He's already played a several amount of snaps. Tom Brady is literally his mentor, and all the pedigree is there. They would probably win right away. They might win a Super Bowl the first year. But these are let's go over. We already went over quarterback. I said Trey Lance is your best option free agent quarterbacks. You're going to need a left tackle, right? A lot of these tackles are getting older. Trent Williams is on the team, but you got to get a backup tackle. You got to get a backup tackle. There's some good options here. Ronnie Staley would be one I would go after. Ronnie Staley. Right tackle is the Samoan kid, I believe. Pooney's playing really well, but if he goes down, then what? You know what I mean? You always with linemen, you got to make sure. The biggest issue also is their D tackle position. DJ Jones is going to be a free agent. He comes from the Niners. They should probably never got rid of him. But DJ Jones, Quentin Jefferson, are some of the players that come in mind. You can plug in there. They'll probably give you a good and then as far as corners, I don't know if they're going to give Ward money anymore. But Ward is going to be 29 years old. And here he is right here. He's 29. He's fallen off a little bit. He's going to get paid. Don't get me wrong. But probably should start evaluating corners right away. Some of these corners I'm looking at right now, a little bit of age. Brian Murphy, DJ Reed would be a great option. Bringing him back into the fold, bringing back DJ Reed back. He knows the defense. Obviously, that's why he played under Saleh. Saleh's defense is very similar. This is where I'm at with the 49ers right now. I'm not talking the whole time about how terrible they did. We already know that. I've already addressed it. Okay, what is plan B? What are we going to do for next year? Because we're not good enough to win a Super Bowl. We're not even close enough to win a Super Bowl. We probably is about a 50-60% chance, 40 to 60, depending on how they do next week. If they lose next week against Dallas, which could happen,